Between Europe and Asia, economic dialogue, humanitarian missions, multi-vector operating and the search for compromises in the world arena. How else does Kazakhstan participate in the development of the modern world? For more details, watch the program Kazakhstan International Vectors. Today you will find out how does student entrepreneurship change the world for the better? Why is it important to develop leadership skills among young people? And how much did the project of Shanghai University students enrich Chinese farmers?
Youth is a special social group of population of age starting from 14 to 30 years. Experts call this period transition from childhood and adolescence to the age of social responsibility. Today there is an unprecedented number of young people living on Earth, 1,800,000,000. This is the modern generation of youth, the largest in history of mankind. In 2015, the UN Security Council adopted a resolution which noted that young people are agents of change that play an important role in preventing conflicts, maintaining peace and sustainable development of the entire planet.
Make the world better with us. This slogan greets visitors of the incharity.kz website. This internet platform was designed to help support socially unprotected strata of the population, say website developers themselves.
Теперь о сайте. Мы разработали краудфандинговую платформу, в целях которой...
And now about the site. We have developed a crowdfunding internet platform for the purpose of unification of all charitable foundations of Kazakhstan. And to begin our work, we started cooperation with Aruzhan Sain and the Mercy Foundation. They provided us with a reliable database of beneficiaries which are already on our website. Next, in the long term, we plan to develop a mobile version of our platform for more convenient use. Our website is already functioning for the full. There are some points that need adjustments. We're already correcting everything, but the site is successfully operating.
Все вещи уже корректируем.
The InCharity project team has 5 members. At the initial stage, they were engaged in the development of the site and now watch for the regular updating of the content.
То есть любой человек, который...
That is, any person who sends money can see how much money is still needed to pay for the treatment or to pay for some social needs and so on. It turns out that the site provides a complete monitoring of where your money went. That is, in the end you receive a message, say, that you've saved a person or that the operation was successful. All that you can see in the archives section of the website, where everything is described. Janelle Odabekova is a project manager of the InCharity project. If the guys are providing technical support for the site, then Janelle is an inspirer. She is looking for sponsors and partners of the project and does its promotion.
Мы с ребятами, у нас проект «Как зародился».
Together with the guys, we have a project. How it was born, we had an idea. There are a lot of people on the streets who ask for financial help, so to speak. But not everybody helps them, right? Because people do not trust all of them. Since there is a lot of fraud, a lot of such, say, situations when people are not completely honest. So upon this, our idea is based. InCharity, where N stands for Enactus, our organization, and charity.
Это Enactus, наша организация, и Charity, благотворительность.
Janelle Odabekova is also the captain of Enactus team of Almaty IT University. This year, the team for the first time participated in the national Enactus competitions for youth entrepreneurship with the InCharity project. And although they failed to win this year, the struggle gave them additional incentive to further improve the life of people of Kazakhstan with the help of their charitable internet platform. Enactus is a school of startup from which everything begins. Enactus is an international program of student entrepreneurial projects aimed at improving the quality and standard of living of people. Collaborating with many universities around the globe, Enactus teams create and implement projects that address economic, environmental and social issues. Only those student initiatives that brought real and measured results are recognized as successful. The teams themselves choose the scale and number of projects, their directions and terms of implementation. Enactus projects can be both commercial and social.
Enactus is a community of students, teachers and business leaders that unites 36 countries, more than 1,700 universities, more than 70,000 students and 550 corporate and individual partners with one goal – to develop youth entrepreneurship and leadership for a better future of the world's population. Enactus is, first of all, an international program, an international model for developing entrepreneurial skills among young people. That is, this program has already been in existence for more than 40 years, and in many countries of the world, students during the academic year have an opportunity to engage in implementation of projects, to move from an idea to the actual results. Therefore, it is a wonderful school of entrepreneurship, of independence, and, what is very important for me, of leadership.
The work of every Enactus team is coordinated by mentors, educators, and advised by business advisors. Here they say, Enactus Space is a space of possibilities for students to receive valuable advice from successful entrepreneurs, for businessmen to communicate with a younger generation of leaders, and this communication has a powerful feedback, say representatives of Enactus in Kazakhstan.
Когда у нас проходит так называемый Top to Future
When we are having the so-called Top to Future Leadership Forum, this is the dialogue which gives an opportunity to some extent to adjust the direction of their vision of projects. Students receive some advice from mentors, yes, and for their part, students have a unique opportunity to hear from the first mouth the history of the formation of an entrepreneurial path, or, say, the way of development of some company from A until present days. Therefore, in this case, this is such a dialogue of leaders of the future and the current leaders. It gives a very powerful effect and a positive result in general.
Он дает такой очень мощный эффект и положительный результат в целом.
The best projects of Enactus teams are identified through a system of regular competitions, regional, national, and international. In 2016-2017 academic year in Enactus Kazakhstan, 50 universities have applied for participation in the season. Of these, 30 universities competed for the title of the champion, and 18 more institutions of higher education took part as observers. Usually teams submit their projects to the jury, the basis of which in every country is made by the leaders of local and international companies. Every year, the winners of the national Enactus championships from around the globe meet at the Enactus World Cup. This year it was held in London. The team from India became the champion, and the team from Kyrgyzstan took the third place.
Каждая команда Enactus, по сути дела, представляет собой такую вот модель бизнес-организации с четко распределенными.
Every Enactus team, in fact, is such a model of a business organization with well-defined functions and so on. Therefore, each team member has a very important mission, responsibility for overall results of the teamwork. That is, probably every student develops this team spirit in him or herself, and most importantly has the ability to own all skills and communicate with people, because, practically every successful team is such a great composition of leadership.
Ну, практически, наверное, каждая успешная команда – это такой великолепный состав лидерский.
Enactus students' projects are not just competitive works. They really improve people's lives. For example, the project of students from the Shanghai University of International Business and Economics not only helped Chinese farmers raise their own incomes, but also improved the ecology. Previously, local farmers burnt almost 700 tons of straw waste annually, which resulted in 380 million tons of carbon emissions into the atmosphere. Enactus students came together to solve the problem. They taught local artisans to make straw boxes and sell them for 20-30 yuan per piece. The rest of the straw was proposed to be processed for fertilizers and used for growing mushrooms.
Thanks to the work of the Enactus team of the Shanghai University of International Business and Economics, 6,000 tons of straw were processed and 300 tons of mushrooms were harvested and sold. The project has brought farmers an additional $120,000 of income. In addition, this work prevented 10,800 tons of carbon emissions into the atmosphere.
На самом деле развитие такого проекта – это целиком полностью инициативная работа, это такая вот гражданская инициатива, когда объединяются усилия.
In fact, development of such a project is entirely an initiative work and such a civil initiative, when the efforts of teachers and acting leaders join together in order to give a kind of development program for young people, for students. And so, over the years, we see a lot of successful graduates who celebrate the fact that the work in the Enactus team gave them such a start, a point of growth, and fortunately, we have more and more graduates, and I'm very happy that in practice, many of them choose the path of entrepreneurship.
Меня очень радует, что практически многие из них выбирают путь предпринимательства.
ISAC is a global, non-political, non-religious, non-profit organization. Its participants are interested in solving global problems, developing leadership and management. ISAC is the largest youth organization in the world, and next year it will celebrate its 70th anniversary.
Международная организация ISAC сама по себе зародилась в
The international organization ISAC originated in 1948 in Sweden. This organization was created by students with the goal of uniting the world in the post-war period. Our vision sounds like peace and realization of human potential. In the post-war period, students decided to unite the world in this way by cross-cultural exchanges, sending students from one country to another so that they understand and accept this cultural identity of other people, customs, traditions and so on.
обычаи, традиции других народов.
ISAC brings together more than 40,000 participants and over 9,000 partner organizations from more than 120 countries. Over the years, almost 90,000 projects were realized and 1 million young leaders were raised.
ISAC has a goal to disclose and develop the leadership and professional potential of young people to make a positive contribution to society. Internships are the main means to achieve this goal, whether it is volunteer work or entrepreneurship.
Основная наша деятельность – это стажировки. Мы отправляем студентов на зарубежные стажировки.
Our main activity is internship. We send students to foreign internships in 128 countries. With exactly the same success, we host trainees, we organize social projects here aimed at developing and educating children with special abilities, and we also conduct several programs for school children. These are vocational guidance programs.
Профориентационные программы.
ISAC cooperates with thousands of companies and non-profit organizations around the world, which provide opportunities for international internships. For example, in Kazakhstan, one of the most popular projects of the organization is conferences for students with participation of representatives of the corporate sector. Businessmen share their experience and tell what qualities are necessary for successful work in a particular company. After such events, many students begin their careers at these enterprises. There are also other interesting projects.
Один из таких проектов называется Explore Kazakhstan. Это когда
One such project is called Explore Kazakhstan, when we invite students from all over the world for the children to learn English language. They are usually from far distant regions, auls. We send trainees directly to distant regions and we deal with children in English. Also, one of the most successful projects of ours is the Hero Path. This is when we organize a course of lectures at the universities and invite representatives of companies plus the trainees themselves to talk about how to choose their own professional path, how to choose a profession in general. Why is it necessary? We try to disclose children and thus help them to choose a profession in future.
как вообще выбрать профессию, что для этого нужно.
ISAC is a school that prepares students for real business. Here they are taught to develop professionalism, to express and defend their point of view, to take responsibility for the decisions made. Representatives of ISAC in Kazakhstan are proud of the fact that graduates of the organization often occupy high positions in the best international companies. In addition, these young business leaders do not just seek to increase profits to companies, but also help society.
На самом деле очень многие ребята, то есть после школы ISAC, выпускники наши.
In fact, many guys who graduated from the school of ISAC, graduates of our organization, frequently open their own business. Some of them go to the corporate sector, but then turn to entrepreneurship. But it is very important to emphasize that these guys are pursuing the goal not only to make money, but to do something for society while opening their own business.
Могут сделать еще для общества, скажем так, открывая свой бизнес.
The ISAC volunteer internship program is fully consistent with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Students from all over the globe receive a unique opportunity to contribute to the future of humanity, to fight extreme poverty, eliminate inequalities, and improve environment, and much more. To do this, participants of the organization unite in volunteer campaigns and during 1 month assist people in various parts of the world.
Empowering others, то есть вдохновлять других своим примером.
Empowering others, which means to inspire other people with personal example. Then, the world citizen is a citizen of the world who knows how to accept other cultures and cultural features. solution-oriented, which means orientation to the result, and the last, self-aware. Probably it is difficult to understand and accept other people if you do not understand yourself to the full. Here are 4 core competencies for which we focus when a student comes to our organization. All the guys who participate in our projects, we try to drive them a certain course of lectures on these core competencies.
Этим основным компетенциям.
ISEC's peculiarity is that students or recent graduates run this organization. It turns out that leadership skills develop not only during internships or the implementation of specific projects, but also within the framework of everyday work in the organization. It is interesting that one person can hold one position only for 1 year. Such a policy gives equal opportunities to all those who want to show their leadership potential, whether within a small project or a whole student department. In Kazakhstan, ISEC has been operating since 1989 in 2 local committees. In Almaty and Astana, the work is based on cross-cultural exchange.
Мы ежегодно отправляем более
We annually send more than 100 students abroad who go to the most prestigious companies. That is, it can be a professional area where the guys go straight to work for a year or 2 or more, or the guys who go on social internships and also teach children from socially vulnerable sections of society. They teach English, or the basics of marketing, or the basics of information technology, and so on. This is very cool, and probably just as the peculiarity of our organization is that there are practically limitless possibilities. There are a lot of examples of how the guys went abroad, got a job in prestigious universities, in prestigious companies, let's say at one of our partners, Harvard University.
компаний. Допустим, один из наших партнеров – это Гарвард.
Of course, such experience in the teamwork, such leadership experience and international internships of ISEC give a significant advantage to the resume of graduates in finding a job.
Наши ребята действительно очень много готовы.
Our guys are really ready to make a lot of efforts in order to reveal themselves and develop together with companies, to develop companies. They are always people with non-standard thinking. They are people who are ready to meet unusual cases in business when an employee needs to make a decision but do not understand the serious consequences. Our guys, in principle, have passed certain specific projects. They understand certain tasks, are able to calculate and analyze everything. They think how this can later affect the organization itself. So, our guys are more ready, let's say, to serious tasks in the organization.
Задачам в организации.
Since 2000, upon the initiative of the UN General Assembly, the 12th of August was recognized as the International Youth Day. During this celebration, concerts, cultural events, seminars, meetings of national and local government representatives with youth organizations are being held. The topic of the holiday this year was Youth Building Peace, devoted to the contribution of youth to conflict prevention, social justice, and sustainable development of states. The UN Population Fund recently presented a report stating that the changes in the demographic structure taking place in 60 countries today, namely the growth of the young population, open the possibility for states to take advantage of this demographic dividend. Its magnitude largely depends on investment in the development of youth. The report draws attention to the success of East Asia in the definition of youth policy and suggests that countries in sub-Saharan Africa take advantage of this experience, which can provide an increase in revenues of $500 billion per year over the next 30 years. Hi guys, I have news for you. We've made an agreement upon IPI with PayPal. Today the guys, creators of the InCharity charitable internet platform, are full of enthusiasm. In the near future they plan to improve the content of the site, strengthen interaction with partners and seek new like-minded people. And most importantly, they won't stop there and continue to do good deeds.
Дальнейшие шаги в наших планах мы хотим собрать.
Further steps in our plans, we want to gather several funds in our website. It turns out that we now cooperate only with Aruzhan Sain. Further, we want to cooperate with other funds. We plan to hold meetings with different businessmen in order to get some support from them. Financial support, I mean, or some other type of support for our further development.
Чтобы продвигать наш проект дальше. в дальнейшем.
Today, 9/10 of all young people in the world live in developing countries. In some states, youth makes up more than a third of total population. Young people are innovators, creators, builders, and future leaders. World experts call the youth a locomotive of unprecedented transformations. Therefore, countries that pay enough attention to solving problems of the younger generation will be among the leaders. Their population will be more educated and healthy, the labor force will be more productive, and the economy will grow.